From Spacey predicting that people will support his comeback to films, to the actor showing no remorse for his crimes against minors, here's what Kevin Spacey said about returning to acting if he's cleared of assault charges. I know, his comeback sounds nothing short of a nightmare, but Kevin's got his hopes pretty high, declaring that once his trial comes to an end, he'll come back to his acting career. During an interview with Zeit magazine, he acknowledged that people will have concerns about supporting him publicly, but directors and producers have expressed interest in working with him as soon as he's found not guilty. Let's be honest, these are some brave people, because having Spacey aboard comes with a lot of risks. The actor knows about the climate of fear surrounding him, but he's still confident that once he clears his name in London, the people who believe in his innocence will be ready to move forward and work with him like nothing even happened. Everybody knows that the guy is desperate for work, and ever since 2017's Baby Driver, he hasn't landed a single role in a big movie. But that doesn't mean he hasn't worked at all. Spacey scored a role in a 2022 Italian film, The Man Who Drew God, and although he wasn't playing a major part in the film, it was still something. He teamed up with the Italian director Franco Nero and starred in the film based on a blind artist who draws people by solely listening to their voice, but then finds himself falsely accused of assaulting a child. Nero took on the lead role, while Spacey nabbed a smaller part as a police detective. Faye Dunaway graced the screen in this film too, but trust me, people did not like it. The backlash on social media was explosive, calling the director out for choosing Spacey for the role, but it wasn't just the general public who was angry. Veteran actress Vanessa Redgrave, whose husband, Nero, was directing the film, wasted no time in publicly distancing herself from the project. Her representative made it crystal clear, stating that while they discussed the possibility of her joining the cast, she wasn't going to appear in the film, which was a good decision on her part. But Spacey had already made his point, letting the people know that there are folks out there who still want to work with him. He bagged some other small roles here and there, like the documentary Once Upon a Time in Croatia, and he'll even lend his voice to an upcoming indie film, Control. But as if all these new roles weren't enough, he openly declared that just because he got benched for a while doesn't mean that he's going to stop working. He doesn't want his skills to get rusty, but let's talk about his real comeback plan. Peter 5.8 will be out in August 2023, right after the expected conclusion of Spacey's trial. The film is set to be directed by Michael Zyko Hall, and international distribution rights have already been snatched up by SPI International for multiple territories across the world. Spacey takes on the role of Peter, a mysterious man who cruises into a tranquil mountainside community in his sleek black sedan, but then comes Jet Jandro, who portrays Sam, a real estate agent with a hidden side. She's battling her own demons as a troubled alcoholic with a deep, dark secret. And as if that wasn't enough, there's the legendary Rebecca De Mornay stepping into the spotlight as Brenda. Peter sets his sights on Brenda, targeting her for crucial information under the eye of his powerful and enigmatic boss, Mr. Locke. Since Spacey's trial is planned to last 4 weeks, starting from June 28, 2023, they've planned the release very well. But why Spacey in so much trouble? Let's talk about the charges that the guy is facing right now. It all started back in 2017, when actor Anthony Rapp came forward and told BuzzFeed News about an unwanted advance he endured from Spacey when he was just a 14-year-old. At the time, Kevin was riding high on the success of Netflix's House of Cards, and his initial response to Rapp's allegations was a half-assed apology note, where he not only came out as gay, but also claimed not to remember the incident. He said that if what Rapp said is true, he was sorry from the depths of his heart, and then went on to justify his behavior by claiming to be drunk. I mean, can you even call that an apology? But the storm of allegations continued to grow, and Spacey's world crumbled. He was dropped by his talent agency, abandoned by his publicist, and fired from House of Cards. To make matters worse, he found himself erased from ongoing film projects like Peter Seuss 1242, in which Ray Stevenson replaced Kevin after the guy was charged. Spacey practically disappeared from the public eye, claiming that he was getting the treatment he needed, and he only resurfaced to launch ill-fated film comebacks and share bizarre defenses on social media platforms like YouTube and Twitter. In October 2022, Spacey found himself in a New York court facing a civil trial for the allegations made by actor Anthony Rapp. He faced Rapp's battery claims and a whopping $40 million in punitive and compensatory damages. But trust me, that was just the tip of the iceberg, because over 30 men stepped forward, sharing horrifying stories ranging from non-consensual groping to the attempted assault of minors. Spacey denied Rapp's allegations on the stand, declaring them false, and said that he regretted his 2017 apology, which his publicist had encouraged him to make. The case was dismissed after the jury ruled that Spacey wasn't liable for battery. But the legal troubles didn't end there. In London, he appeared in court twice, pleading not guilty to multiple assault charges. These offenses involve 4 charges of assault against 3 men, and 1 charge of causing non-consensual activity, which occurred between 2005 and 2013, during Spacey's time as the director of London's Old Vic Theatre. The British government put 7 more criminal charges on him, all related to a series of assaults involving the same complainant. Though the actor's been given unconditional bail, he's still facing the consequences of what he's done. But let's face it, he's not that mad about any of it. While facing professional challenges, Spacey compared his current situation to the early days of his career, when opportunities were hard to come by. Sure, he's been able to bag random roles here and there, but reflecting on his fame, he had a moment of realization. Kevin admitted that being in the spotlight had clouded his perception of the people around him, and he saw them not for who they were, but for what they wanted from him, whether it was a quick autograph or a selfie. He talked about the lack of formal education on how to handle fame, claiming that there's no school where you can learn how to handle fame. He admitted that he tried to avoid behaving badly, but in the end, there were many times when he was just an asshole. I mean, at least he's got some self-awareness. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't want Spacey to be back on their screens because he's not even sorry about assaulting minors. For Spacey's alleged victims, his casting announcements have been a painful reminder of a dark period that they want to put behind them. One person, who accused Spacey of groping them in London back in 2007, expressed their frustration, saying that it's always a pain to watch him make the headlines every time he gets cast in a project or does something stupid. But it's not just the victims who are concerned. The public's also questioning whether the 7-star has ever shown remorse for his actions. They point to his annual bizarre Christmas videos, posted on YouTube over the past 3 years, where instead of a genuine display of regret for his actions, he leaves people wondering whether he even realizes the pain he has caused. But while people are enraged at the thought of him coming back, Hollywood faces a much bigger issue. Spacey's comeback, even in a supporting role in an Italian indie film, raises serious questions about complicity. The man operated with impunity for decades, and now the industry's faced with the question of whether to welcome him back. It all comes down to the age-old question: should the individuals accused of assault be given a chance to rehabilitate their careers? In the past, actors and musicians have achieved success despite being convicted of serious crimes. Take Mark Wahlberg, for example, who served time for attacking a Vietnamese man, yet he's still doing great with his career. Heck, even rapper Jay-Z, who pleaded guilty to stabbing a music executive, is widely popular at this point. But in Spacey's case, his lack of remorse is a major problem, and people might never be able to accept him even if he returns to the screens. So there you have it. From the actor showing no remorse for his crimes against minors to Spacey predicting that people will support his comeback to films, this was what Kevin Spacey said about returning to acting if he's cleared of assault charges.